Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl JRose. Welcome to the JRose Experience. We have an amazing episode for you today. I sat down with poet and author Bless Serenity, who shared with us how she uses her voice to heal through some of the trauma she's experienced. I also sat down with lyricist Ni'Year, who talked about overcoming a major medical setback and having to learn how to walk again. Then we sat down and we shared our perspectives on what support and success looks like to us as creatives. Definitely shared a lot of laughs, sharing our memes during the off the top segment. So stick around and keep growing. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the JRose Experience. I'm your host, JRose. I'm here with today's first guest. I'm super excited because I've been low-key stalking her on Instagram for quite some time now. So I'm really excited to meet her in person. She is a poet. She's an author. She is a cook. She's an entrepreneur. She's a mother of three. And she recently stepped into her journey to heal her mental health, and she has, boy, does she have a story to tell. So please welcome Bless Serenity.
Thank you so much.
I'm so excited to have you here.
I'm like nervous. I'm such a fan. It's crazy when you look at somebody online and you follow them and you're like, oh my gosh. So,
I feel the same way
it's
about
like
my
girl
guests.
fanning when I got here. So yeah.
I feel the same way. I'm humbled, and I appreciate you sharing that love, because you know, when you look at people that inspire you and then they turn around and tell you that you inspire them, like, that's beautiful. So,
For sure.
You know, I've been watching you since. I'll tell you.
I'm flattered.
So let's just dig right into it. Your journey with mental health. You know, you recently were diagnosed with PTSD in your mid-30s,
Yeah.
right? So what was that like, being diagnosed with a mental health issue as such a, like, I don't want to say late, because we the same age, sis, but you know, in this age that you're in?
The wild part is that growing up, you know, I'm Dominican and Puerto Rican, so growing up in Latin households, it's almost taboo to talk about, you know, depression and what do you mean you better shake that off, and you know, going, it was something that exactly. Little bebop and you'll be fine. But growing up, it was something that we didn't talk about. If I'm very honest with myself, my struggles with depression and overall just dealing with my mental health started, I would say, around the age of 4. If I'm honest with myself. You know, my story with my abandonment issues and stuff like that stemmed from issues with my mom. You know, back in the days, you know, parents couldn't come here with their children, you know, from their native country. I was born in the Dominican Republic. My mom had to, you know, leave my brother and I there for about a year and change. I was only 4 years old.
Wow.
I was left in the custody of my grandmother, who is amazing.
Yeah.
But there were like 30 other cousins that were there, and at 4 years old, it's just a very delicate age to be without your mom.
Yeah, without that centralized attention from a parent.
For sure. And if I'm honest with myself, and through therapy now, I've discovered that those, you know, long periods of sadness and those feelings of inadequacy have been something that I've struggled with my whole life.
Wow. So it's like, being diagnosed and having this, going through this therapy, was it something where, like, things that happened in the past was like, oh, that's why.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely, once you get to a certain place in your healing and you're committed to it, you get to a place where you start being very honest with yourself and you start connecting those dots. And I'm at a point now where it's like I would get triggered and I would not understand why.
Yeah,
I would not understand
what's going on.
Why is that bothering me?
What is happening?
No idea. And then I would start like, okay, where did this start and why do I feel this way? And the PTSD diagnosis came much later. I was 36, 37 when I was diagnosed with PTSD. I got married very young. And I was, I was 19 when I got married. My ex-husband was older than I was, definitely a lot more experience.
That sounds very the usual.
Exactly.
Right.
I was entirely sheltered growing up, so it's my mom laughs now because I tell her, I thought he was like, my knight in shining armor, but he was like an idiot in tinfoil.
He was,
and I was entirely enamored. The first guy, growing up in a very strict household, the first guy that came along with a ring, I was like, wait, you mean I get to like not live with him?
You mean I get to leave here?
Exactly. And
you taking me with you?
That's exactly what I did. I ran off. I did everything right. I made sure that I went to college and I got my education, and I didn't leave my house until I was engaged, and everything by my parents' standards of what's right. And then my ex-husband was very abusive, very controlling. There were a lot of aspects of his life that I didn't find out about until after we were married and I was with child. And he was also, fighting his own demons. He had a very, very, very severe heroin addiction.
Wow.
More stuff. More surprises that I didn't
find out. A lot
to
unpack.
It was a lot. And I just, I didn't understand. To make that long story short, he ended up committing suicide. We were together for about 6.5 years.
Oh my God.
He ended up committing suicide after a very, very volatile relationship. Him leaving in the midst of his own, obvious issues brought up more abandonment issues. And that's when I started trying to figure out, like, okay, something's not right. Like,
so did this happen? Him doing this, was this something that triggered your PTSD alongside with the DV?
Now, from what we understand now with the therapy and stuff that I've done, that the abandonment issues stem from my relationship with my mom.
Right.
But the PTSD has a lot to do with the things that I endured in that relationship.
Now, what do you want as a mother of 3 now? What do you want your children to learn about mental health through your own testimony? More
than anything, I'm on a personal mission to break what I now see as generational curses.
That's right.
Gotta break those. I'm a mom of 3. I have 2 boys and 1 girl. And my boys are my life. They're 10 years. All my children are 5 years apart. So my boys are my bookends. They're like 10 and, now they're 17 and 7. But my daughter, I see so much of myself, especially in her. And I am on this mission to make sure that everything that I endured, as a child growing up, everything that was missing in my relationship with my mom, I want to make sure that if I don't know how to bridge those gaps, that at the very least seek, support, therapy, advice, support.
Right.
And more than anything, that I let her know that between us, there will always be a safe space. I didn't have that growing up. I didn't have the ability to speak to my mother openly. To this day, my mother is an amazing, amazing woman. She is great with boys. She's just different when it comes to girls.
And I'm sure that has to stem from trauma that she dealt with, and it does affect the relationships that she has with women. Sure.
For sure. Yeah. And that's something that, again, through my therapy, she found like her own healing, because she didn't understand why it was so hard for her to have a relationship with her daughter. Yeah. And then one day we just started talking, and it's like, oh, my racist grandmother, your mom, she treated you a certain way. Well, that's why you don't know how to. Yeah. If you're not taught, then you don't know. When you know better, you do better. So. But
it's beautiful that although it's not your battle, for her to figure that out, you still were able to, point her in a direction through your own healing.
I mean, we're getting there.
Good.
It's still, there's still a lot of denial, and I think that a lot of
I think that's like an old school person.
Go through that.
Like, they just set in their ways, and it's so hard for them to sometimes, like, it's that older person pride type of thing. So it's like admitting that I was wrong,
Oh, for sure.
Is like,
I remember I was 12 years old the very first time my mom took me to a therapist, because she was like, I do not understand why we don't get along.
Oh,
and
wow.
she was cool with the therapist until like the 3rd session, when the therapist was like, ma'am, I'm going to need you to check yourself too. And then all of a sudden, I know, we're not going back to that guy. That guy has no clue what he's doing. The minute that she started being told.
No accountability.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
So it's still a struggle now, because I still, do see, you know, in her relationship with my daughter, I still see like little inklings of what our relationship used to be like. So it's an all like family healing thing now.
Yeah.
So, but at least we're all committed, you know, to doing so, to healing that way. And at least now she understands, you know, whether she knew what she was doing or not. She understands that whether she meant to or not, there was a lot of damage
done. Yeah.
So
now
we're getting there.
I'm sure that this is how, you know, poetry kind of plays a part in this healing process for yourself. But you've been writing for a long time, but you took the step into getting onto the stage a little bit later on than a lot of poets. And we have a very similar story, because I've been writing for 20 years, but I didn't step on stage till like 6 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, for you, what made you finally say, I've been writing this long, let me get on stage?
I remember when I first started writing, I was 8, 9, the very first time that I remember actually realizing that I wrote something that affected somebody else. I gave it to a friend of mine or something in class, and she was so touched by it, and I'm like, what's wrong with you? I was just telling my story.
Where are these feelings coming from?
Right, I'm like, get it together, girl. And then I realized, like, wow, okay, so even though it's my story, I can still tell my story and have other people relate to it. And since I can remember, my goal was just let me tell my story. Right. Not only as a way to heal myself, but to let other people know that they're not alone in going through certain emotions and certain experiences. And then one day I lost a bet to my then best friend, who was like, you know what, we went to Smoking Words.
Yes.
This was March 2018. And I remember it was like, okay, well, you know what, if you lose this bet, then you have to perform. And I'm like, child, you know I'm not performing. Like, there's no way I'm going to get on that stage. And I lost. And I actually had a year to do my part and actually get on stage.
Wow, she gave you a lot of time. That's a very generous friend.
He was like, all right, you got a year. And then November came along, and I was at Smoking Words again. I had never gone back. I went in March, didn't go back again. Serendipity, as I'm telling you. But I ended up there, and I was so nervous.
Yes.
And I felt so out of place because there were so many young, talented artists, and I'm like, I am old as all heck. I have no business on anybody's stage. Especially, I'm up there, knees shaking like Bambi. It was so terrible.
Gosh.
But once I finally stopped shaking and I got the piece out, it was such a peaceful feeling.
Right.
And it was so amazing to have people be like, wow, you know what? It's crazy that I heard you say that, because I've been through something similar.
Right.
And it kind of made me realize that getting on a stage was a way to amplify my voice, if you will. Of course, social media is amazing, but it's a completely different experience when you have that connection on stage.
In person. Yeah, the energy is definitely different.
Oh my gosh,
it's so hard to translate it into a virtual.
It really is.
But you know,
I hate it, but I love it. You know.
Right. So I have a random question for you. Okay. If you could go on vacation with a celebrity, who would it be, and where would you go?
Wow, so not ready for that. Let's see.
Curveball.
All right, so I'm a Taurus, right? So I'm all about luxury.
When people start with their signs,
you know, some bullshit, right? No. So I'm a Taurus. We love luxury and comfort. So I would definitely want to go somewhere tropical, because I love New York. It has my heart for the rest of my life, but I will be damned if I ever end up living somewhere cold again. I cannot do it. So somewhere tropical for sure. And dead or alive, or just
celebrity.
Doesn't matter. Anybody?
Any celebrity.
Let's see, let me not get myself in trouble. I think I would want to go with my gosh, I'm trying to Michelle Manmon, that's her name. She's a Dominican poet.
Yeah.
Started off as a model, kind of stumbled into poetry, and she has kind of just evolved. Her writing has evolved, and she doesn't care that a lot of people don't know who she is.
Right.
She's so honest and transparent in her writing. and so unapologetic in her story that has been so inspirational for me. So I think I would want to do that.
A poet. She's gonna go on vacation with a poet
who's killing it in the business.
Who's killing it.
So I would want to learn from that.
They're gonna go somewhere tropical.
Please.
Like what? I don't know. Hawaii.
Bora Bora. Sure.
She said sure.
We out. I'm dying to do the U.S. Virgin Islands. So
I was just there.
I was living vicariously through your pictures.
It was beautiful.
But something about that crystal clear water,
It's like heaven on earth.
I would want to.
So I know you have a poem for us.
I do.
All right. Gonna share it, right?
Sure.
Yay! Okay, we'll be right back with a performance from Bless. I'm so excited I got both my kids' appointments to get their hair done at Shining Star Kids Salon in Brooklyn, New York. The best part is, I get to pick up a couple of my favorite natural hair products like their Fearless Edge Control, or their Fearless Hair Oil. And these are just some of my favorite products to style my hair with. Head over to ShiningstarKidsSalon.com to order from their line of natural products the whole family can enjoy. Or make an appointment if you're in town. Use code JRose20 at checkout for 20% off your online purchase. Keep growing.
I went from giddiness and tears of joy to being your punching bag, your toy. I sit and stare at this blank page, and once again I feel this rage. I wonder when I reach this stage of pain and hurt and sorrow, this stage that leads to no tomorrow. And as these tears roll down my face, I hold no class, no poise, no grace. The solid temple that I once was from your abuse has now collapsed, and things change. I remember our beginnings. I always will, and don't get me wrong, I love you still, but I'm sick and tired of the same old song, and those loving feelings from you are gone. Our arguments now have no end. My broken heart you're yet to mend. I've become a constant, a permanent piece, and thinking she won't leave me keeps you at ease. But I'm tired now. It's time to move on. Those lonely days will soon be gone. This constant pain around me won't last because I'm not afraid.
911 is your emergency police fire arrest.
Please, I need your help.
I don't care. You need to leave. Get out!
He said he's gonna kill 5 people.
His anger is out of control.
Wouldn't you want to be there for him?
Hold on, ma'am. Are you safe?
When is the initial start date?
We'll give you a call.
When are you gonna grow up and start acting like an adult?
He's crazy.
Sometimes you just gotta celebrate that life sucks.
Cheers, brother.
This segment is brought to you by Gent and Scholar. Hey guys, welcome back to the JRose Experience. I'm your host, JRose. I'm here with my second guest. He is a poet, a cheesecake aficionado, okay? He fell in love with words at the age of 9, and after experiencing a life-changing medical situation, has turned everything around into one of the most inspiring stories I've ever heard on the show, and I'm so honored to have him here. And we are blessed to have you here, King. So please welcome Ni'Year. Welcome. I'm super excited because we've been like talking, and I mean, I don't know what I'm more excited about, the poetry or the cheesecake, but let's talk about the oh my God, I said cheesecake. Let's talk about the poetry first. I'm mad hyped. I should have just been sitting here eating it like, this is Ni'Year. No, anyway. So one of the things about your story that you shared with me that was like extremely powerful, I told you, you know, I wasn't joking. Your story pulled some emotional heartstrings.
Right.
You went through, at the age of 17, you went through a life-changing medical situation. You were diagnosed with a brain tumor, right, on your cerebellum.
Yeah.
And obviously you had to have surgery.
Yeah.
And you had to learn how to walk and talk.
Mostly like walk, basically like the cerebellum, it controls your motor skills.
So it was walking.
And like basically like they'll be like, move your right arm, and I accidentally moved my left. So now I have to like literally focus onto moving each part of my body until it's like breathing again.
Right.
So that's what I had to go through.
So you were introduced to writing at a very early age, at the age of like 9, by your father.
Yeah.
Right? How, now fast forward to this age of being 17, and now you're using this writing outlet to kind of heal through this situation. But how did that help with your relationship with your father?
Well, my dad, he was like the main focal point of raising me. So my dad always been there in my life. So he just, like, when it was times where it was hard for me to communicate about our emotions, because my dad, he taught me nothing but masculinity. I ain't really have the feminine side to show me that it's okay to express your emotions.
Yeah.
So my dad was like, oh, we're men, you know, we don't cry, this and that. But at the same time, he never expressed his emotions. I never expressed mine because I'm falling off his teachings.
Of course.
And it got to a point that my dad was like, man, just write down what you feel. So he taught me how to rhyme, Dr. Seuss style, cat, hat,
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then after that, I started to fall in love with the words, like how small words can mean so much and how big words can mean such like
something small.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's basically how it started, and then on top of that, the music that he had me listening to, Dungeon Family, Goody Mob, Outkast.
All the bangers, all the classic golden era of hip hop.
Exactly. That's where my music came from. And then over the time when I started writing and I started doing music, people said I sound like Pac. And then I was like,
oh,
okay. I listen to Outkast, but I sound like Pac. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
I've listened to some of your stuff, and you definitely give the Pac vibes.
Thanks.
Like, yeah, sure. Even like your delivery and your voice,
right.
which is, you know, great to be compared. You know, if you were trash, you would be compared to a trash Tupac, but you're not, right? So being compared to Tupac is like an honor. You are a dope writer.
Blessings.
How did you use writing to kind of get you through going through like all that physical therapy? Like, I'm sure, were you going through like depression and things like that at that age?
Like basically just to lead up to the all the way up to the surgery. Like in my mind, I was in a very dark spot in my life, and I'm like, I was a coward to even take away my own life. So in my head, I'm like, maybe I won't make it out of this surgery, so I can just be gone. I'm tired, I'm exhausted. This is my scapegoat.
Yeah.
And when I woke up from the anesthesia, I was upset. I'm like, you didn't.
You're like, why?
Yeah, well, you didn't take my life. I've been suffering all this time, all my life. I've been going through so much, and you just
keep
gonna let me
here.
Yeah. So the music was me venting, because I knew if nobody else would listen to me, the music was there.
Right.
If nobody would listen to me, my pen and my pad was there. The poetry was all there. So that was my time to talk to myself. The whole entire time writing, and then my dad took the notepad away because I couldn't write when I was in the hospital because I was straining myself. So it was a lot going on. So it was too much. They had me going through everything. They was like,
they were taking you through the roller coaster, right?
Yeah, took my phone away, took my pen, my pad, just taking everything I used to write with. They just took it away. I'm just like, y'all killing me.
So, what advice do you have for people that may be dealing with, you know, severe medical issues or severe mental health issues at a very young age?
My advice is that your plan is already written, and you don't know what's going to happen in life.
Right.
You don't know how certain things are going to be manifested towards you. So what I say to people is that for those who are going through it, tighten up them gloves and keep fighting. Life is a dirty game. Like, no matter what, you're going to get mud on yourself. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be sad. But at the same time, do all that you need to do, all that crying and being mad, after you get done with that, get up, brush yourself off, get your cleats, because you know this world is a dirty game and it's time to get back in the game. So I say keep fighting. No matter what you do, just keep fighting.
Yeah.
So,
don't take the easy way.
Nah. Don't take that. Don't take the couch away.
So, not like this cheesecake, right?
I'm waiting for it.
I've been waiting for it. I just think it's really dope when the creative people have skills that, you know, are also creative, and sometimes people don't look at it in that way, right? So like baking is a dope art, you know, and cheesecake, like, come on.
Yeah.
So what got you into that?
That's funny. So I work with kids. I've been working with kids for 13 years now. And I'm now working with teenagers.
Oh,
so
nice.
One of my teens, she called me out. She was like, let's do a cook-off.
Oh.
And I'm like,
she want the smoke.
Right. And I'm like, okay, what you want to do?
Right.
And I said, I'm gonna let you choose what you want to make. And she's like, let's make cheesecake. And I'm like, okay.
Have you ever made cheesecake before that?
No, absolutely not.
Really?
So I had to do a lot of research. And then when I saw people doing like the frozen ones, I'm like, okay, everybody doing that. But then when I saw the bacon one, I'm like, this is intriguing. How can I do it like this? So we went in the competition. For any of my people who see this, I'm gonna let y'all know this right now. I know y'all sabotaged me during I know y'all sabotaged
Did you lose the competition?
I didn't even lose. They purposely tied us so we can cook again.
Oh, they tricked y'all. You got it.
Yo, that was crazy. Like, one of my partners was like, yo, you vote for him and I'm gonna vote for her. And we gonna tie it. And when I found out, oh my goodness, we was going at it.
That is
crazy.
so funny.
Yeah.
So you and how did that develop into a passion? Because it could have just been like a one-time thing, and you'd been like, all right, that's it.
Right. Like at first, you know, after the cook-off, you know, I started to make the cheesecake again just to see. Because with me, I'm not a perfectionist, but I like to get as close as I can.
Yeah.
You know,
so
I
experimenting.
Yeah, so I started experimenting, and then to a point where I was like, okay, there's a science to this, so I got to figure out this science.
Yes, baking is literally science.
Yeah, so
cooking is science.
Right, like with the cheesecake, with my ingredients, which I'm not gonna tell.
Oh damn! I was listening, I was waiting, like hoping he slick.
You got my heart raising because you from New York, right?
We slick with it.
And you from New York, right?
Yeah, I'm from New York.
So y'all cheesecake connoisseurs up there. So I need a.
Yeah, we got Juniors. We got Cheesecake Factory as far as like the commercial ones, but you know, there's also a lot of local bakers that are like really talented.
See, that's why I'm scared. But basically, what I did, I started cooking. I started trying different things, and then I finally figured out how not to crack the cheesecake, how for it to come out perfectly, all that stuff.
It cracks because you're taking it from hot to cold too fast.
And also, there's another thing. When people beat the eggs too much, it causes air pockets. That's another thing that a lot of people don't know.
Okay, we got a little trick. I got something out of him, guys. He ain't gonna give us the ingredients, but he put us on. Don't overbeat your eggs.
Don't overbeat them, yo. Don't do it. Like a big crack in the middle, it's over.
Should I pause that? Nah, I don't pause that. Don't overbeat your eggs.
But yeah, so then next thing you know, I started like cutting up little samples and all that, and they were like, "Man, you need to sell these."
Really?
And I was like, "Let's just see."
Yeah. Started
selling them. Next thing you know, I haven't even been selling them for a whole year.
Really?
Yeah.
People know you for your cheesecake. Let me tell you. Because when people ask me who's going to be on the show, and I mentioned, oh yeah, I'm going to be interviewing Ni'Year, people was like, oh, his cheesecakes. And I was like, yeah, I can't wait.
Not even the poetry, no music,
I know,
just the cheesecake.
No, it was like, this is the exact order. Yo, that cheesecake, I mean, he's a fire poet too, but that cheesecake, like...
Go straight to the cheesecake.
They went back to the cheesecake. Now, like, would you ever see yourself, like, owning a cheesecake, like, themed space that you could also do poetry in?
I wouldn't mind collaboration with other restaurants, bringing my cheesecakes and all that stuff. I don't know if I would do a restaurant. I'll probably do like a food truck or like an ice cream truck with cheesecakes.
Cheesecake truck.
And going up and down the neighborhood.
And you could make the theme song for it. See?
You know where we at.
See? This is what happens when creators get together.
Yes.
I love it. All right, so I have a weird question for you. Well, it's not weird. You know me. I'm just different. But if you had to bake a cake for Obama's birthday.
Ah, Lord.
what kind of cake, what flavor cake would you bake? Now, side note, Obama's birthday is the same as mine. So, you see where I'm going with this. So, let's say Obama wants a cake for his birthday.
Yeah.
What kind of cake would you make him?
I'm not gonna lie. Of course, it's gonna be cheese. But what type of cheesecake? That's interesting.
Yeah, what would you
So if it's
do with it?
Obama,
It's Obama.
I'm gonna throw him off. I'm gonna cook because, of course, I'm from the South. I'll make a creme brulee sweet potato pie cheesecake.
Creme brulee,
Mm-hmm.
sweet potato pie, cheesecake. That's like 3. I did 4, but it's 3 desserts in one.
Yeah.
That sounds bomb.
Yeah.
So when you make the cake for Obama, right? You could just drop it off at my house.
Oh, he gonna
because
pick it up
we
for
have
you?
the same birthday, so it's the same. Like I
Oh,
could just
okay.
eat it for him.
Oh.
Cool. All right, I'm glad we're on the same page, Ni'Year. Like this works.
Yeah.
See?
I just gotta figure a way to get to New York.
Don't worry, we're gonna figure it out. I'll come back out here.
Okay.
Just
bet.
make the cake. All right.
Just make
All
the
right.
cake.
But I do want you to show off your lyrical skills because you are way more than a cheesecake baker.
Yeah.
You are a poet and an amazing lyricist. So would you please share some of your stuff with us?
Most definitely.
All right. Amazing. We'll be right back with a performance by Ni'Year. Whether it's tax season, the holidays, or whatever falls in between, you want to make sure that you're being smart with your money. So go visit my girl, Queen Candace, at the Queen Blueprint to learn how to gain your financial freedom. You could get a personalized debt payoff plan, a full financial overview, and learn to repair your relationship with money. Smarter money moves are waiting for you at www.thequeenblueprint.com or call 877-387-BLUE. Use code JRose20 for 20% off of all our financial services.
Get on that love high, yeah, she love faded. Hustle fiends, we see green, but we never jaded. Private beach, curling feet, she getting sun kicks. Love it when she come alive when that sun hit. Season up with time, watch your intimate side. Supply me with a shine, queen, you so sublime. Like Clementine's, I peel back your mind. I'm a sapio, I'm flexible how you want me inside. Licking by your cellulite, so in view of your third eye. Giving you the nastiest, sharing some zen and wine. Put it back in your bag and investing into your grind. God made a masterpiece, I'm drawn closer to what's divine. Kiss you from your crown, trucker to your roots. Alkaline, bless, quench me with your yummy juice. Electrify your spirit, fell in love with your soul. Oil down, need you to slide when we trying to reach the throne. I'm a sapio. I take your plate to go that hold all the burdens engraved into the stones of your inner palace. Your eyes speak a lovely ballad. Transfer knowledge from your lips so I can quench my palate. Never thought I ever see a queen inside the emerald tablet. Found you through the rose-colored glasses. Goddess, fountain full of passion. That liquid love that fill my cup. Let me walk with you through your chakras. Understand your spirit to love you proper. Even though I'm lost by your skin cause it's copper. Show you all of me without the armor is the only mission. Please your intuition, yeah, that's my attention. Soul tied to you keeps me from tripping. Aroused by your mind and how you God gifted. The way your love come down. Yeah.
Welcome back to the JRose Experience. I am your host, JRose, and I have both my guests here on set with me. We're going to do our group discussion and then have a little bit of fun a little bit later. But for now, we are going to talk about success and support and what does that look like because it means something different to everybody. So, and it's important to have these conversations because knowing what success and support looks like to artists helps us be able to do more for them, right? So for you guys, let's start with support. What does that look like to you?
I mean, I'm
Ni'Year was like, go ahead, sis.
yeah.
Ladies first.
To be honest with me, it can be something as simple as, especially in the world of social media, it's a lot easier now to have somebody like, comment, and repost something that that you've done. It literally costs you nothing to do that. So that to me is one of the biggest ways to support an artist right now. Of course, financial assistance is always great, but if you don't have it to contribite financially,
right,
spread the word. Literally spread that person's word, and it's definitely a way to get new followers and have more people be touched by your story. So
yeah,
I think that's the best way.
right. How about you? What's important to you as far as support?
I can't say the same thing as she did, right? I'm playing. I fully agree. Support is basically like those who definitely always show you love. And they just constantly like saying like just the little stuff that be like, you're doing great. Keep grinding. Keep doing what you are doing. That right there shows that they are your support columns that's holding you up the whole entire time. And of course, you can say family as well, but also those who say they love you, they say they love your music, they say they love your artistry, they say they love your poetry, those are your family as well. So blood isn't always family all the time. You know what I'm saying? Facts. So those people who say they love you are also your blood as well. So I say everyone who always with you, always supporting you, always on you, letting you know like, hey, I love you, I love your artistry, I love your poetry, I love your music. I'm basically saying that you are a blessing to me.
Right.
And I'm happy
it's
for
like
you.
those words of affirmations
Exactly.
to kind of like remind you that you are on the right path.
Exactly.
So do you think that your idea, your view of what support looks like is tied into like your love language and like how you understand how you understand love?
In a way, I would say so. Like my primary love language is physical touch. But who doesn't like to hear, those words of encouragement of you're doing good, you're doing great. I do agree with what me said, because it is so wild to me. I've discovered that you will get, at least in my specific case, I seem to get more traction and more support with people that are not family.
You are not the only.
Is it no? Okay.
No, you are not the only one.
I have strangers that I have never met in my life that are like, oh my God, your work is so great. When is your book coming out? And then I have to be like, Mom, did you ever? Cousins? Nobody. Okay, I don't know what I do. Okay,
right.
So yeah, it's definitely I agree. It's definitely important to have a circle of people that. Not yes men, because you do need your people that are going to tell you that's kind of whack, or you need to do that over, or
that's support too.
It definitely is. Yeah, it is definitely support as well. But yeah, you definitely do need those people around you, and it's definitely tied into my love language to have people tell me, hey, you know what, that was pretty deep, or that touch, I felt right. To have somebody connect, it means a lot.
Yeah,
because it ties in with my purpose as far as why I write. So.
Even for me, like I think that like holding me accountable to certain things is also showing me support, because if you know that I have a goal to get somewhere and do something, and I've been working hard, and then you see me slacking, by like just sitting back and letting me slack, and then just it's like you watching me fall and fail. I think that when someone steps in and says, hey, yo, you're fucking up. Like, you got to get your shit together, Jay. Somebody telling me something like that is, for me, super supportive, because it shows that, like, they really do have, like, my growth and my, me achieving my goals in their best interest, and you hit the nail with the yes man. Like, I'm not a yes person, right? Let's be political. I'm not a yes person.
Yeah.
All right.
PC.
No, PC. But
yes to that cheesecake though.
Yeah,
all day.
it's that cheesecake.
Get at him for the cheesecake.
But you know, I will be that person when people come to me and they want like my feedback on something. I'm like, are you sure you want my feedback? Because I'm not going to hype you up if it's not good.
Right.
And at the end of the day, it's not going to be good to me. So are you sure you want, like, how much do you really value my opinion? How much does it really mean? Because some people could give you advice on things and you could be like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Right.
And you're not even going to listen.
Right.
You know? Now, as far as, like, success, you know, what needs to happen for you to sit back on your chair at the end of the day and say, this was a successful day?
With spoken word, like I haven't closed that door completely, but I am entirely satisfied with what I was able to accomplish in the year and a half that I really focused on it. I think that that moment of, okay, I'm proud of myself. Like I think I can comfortably close this chapter and be okay with it came when 2019 I ended up producing, I guess you can call it that, an event for Loud on 7th, which was this huge music festival that went on here in Ybor City. And it was like the only poetry event that took place, and people were literally like standing outside of the venue, couldn't get in, like
packed
standing
house,
room. It
first
was insane.
event.
It was so crazy. And I remember my business partner and I, we ended up hosting, doing the door, performing. It was
comes with
it was everything. And I
territory.
remember at the end of that night, I sat back and I'm like, if I never do this again, I'll be okay. Because it was so much, but I felt accomplished.
But you did it again.
I'm gonna do it again this year. I'm back on
See,
the board.
she's like...
Loud on 7th is coming back September 9th through 12th. So be on the lookout for that. Ybor City is gonna be lit.
Ooh, I might have to come back.
Shameless plug. Yes, please do. We'll talk. But yes, there's gonna be another poetry event that's gonna be taking place there. I'm super excited to be working with the board on that as well.
Good. See,
but
I'm here for
as
the
far
growth.
as my writing, I think that moment where where I will feel accomplished will come when I'm reading like the that cover page, or I'm reading the acknowledgments or the thank you section to my kids.
Aww.
I think that when my children are holding like right now I'm still waiting on artwork, but as soon as I get that, that's really the only missing piece. And I think that when my children are sitting back holding my book and they understand that this is what mommy went through to be as whole as she tries to be on the daily for you.
Yeah.
When I get to that point and my children have that like in their hand, I feel like I will have immortalized my whole experience in writing, and
for sure
that'll be it. After that, I can just do artist development for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
and help other people. But I think that for me, that's
success.
That's gonna be success.
How about you, Ni'Year? What's gonna tell what's gonna make Ni'Year say, I'm successful?
Me, I'm a very humble person. Like, for me to say if I
See?
He's like, wait.
See?
With me, I say that just to make someone smile. Mm-hmm. And even if it's just by words, like with me, my mission every time when I write is to change at least one person.
Right.
Even if it's the same person. I don't care if it's a bunch of people that don't like my stuff. It changed that one person. I'm actually perfectly fine when it comes to my writing, because I know I'm telling a lot of stories, and a lot of people don't know a lot of my writings is actually based off of other people that I know personally. And I actually was like, hey, is it okay for me to write about
if I share something like this? Yeah.
Yeah, and they'd be like, sure. And then when I write it and show them, they'd be like, I can't even believe you was able to.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, how do those people feel like you translating their experience with your words?
I can tell you this. I feel like an evil scientist when it comes to that, because I tell them, I'm like, I'm not going to lie to you. I know a part of your story, but I need your pain.
Yeah, you tapped into that.
Yeah, I need your tears. I need your pain. I need all of that. So whatever you can give me out of the emotional side, you have to feed it to me.
Yeah.
But if it's just like me alone and I'm just writing some stuff, if I feel it, it's all about feeling. Like, I can write anything when it comes to, it could be lyrical, it could be basic, but if I don't have that feeling like, oh, that felt good,
yeah,
then I don't feel the success out of that.
You don't feel the success
work.
out of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, yeah, it does look different. For me, I just feel like at the end of the day, like, I want my kids to be proud of me. You know, I want them to look back and say, wow, all these times that, you know, she may not have been present because she was focused on like building this platform and building this community, but look at what she did with that. And I want it to be something that, you know, they can say, no matter what they want to pursue in life, they can say, I know that to get what I want, I know that I have to make certain sacrifices, and I know that I shouldn't feel guilty for making those sacrifices because look at where I can be. Look at what I have the potential to have.
Yeah. Sacrifices are a must.
Yeah, sure. They play a part in everything.
Yes.
So you guys want to play a game?
I'm down.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right. It's time for Off the Top, our segment where we pick a randomly selected game and we rock out. We get creative, we laugh, we play, and we never know what's gonna happen. So, Ni'Year, since you so go with the flow, why don't you do the honors and select a game?
I'm gonna grab this one because it's ducked off.
It's ducked off. What do you mean? Yes! This is a favorite game of the show. We will be right back with our meme cards and stick around.
All right.
I've given you everything you've asked for, and then some. Not tonight. I'm out busting my ass every night to make sure that you live more than comfortably. You ask if I'm sleeping with someone else.
Are we doing this right now? I'm not going to be sitting up here arguing with you.
This segment is brought to you by the Rose Garden event. And we are back. We are ready. We got our meme cards and we're going to play What Do You Mean? So I'm going to read a scenario to our guests and they're going to show me the meme that best fits the scenario. The funniest meme gets the point. All right?
Oh, I was about to show you my card. Never mind. Never mind.
He said, never mind. This is a competition.
Yeah.
All right. All right. When you thought someone was chill, but then you see them put ketchup on their pasta. Y'all both be in the kitchen, so y'all know how to. I'm going to read the scenario one more time. When you thought someone was chill, but then you see them put ketchup on their pasta.
Ladies first.
What you got?
Ladies first.
Like, sir, what are we doing?
Oh, I don't think I can beat that.
What about you?
Man, I had this one.
That's the face.
That is definitely a good one.
That's the face. That's the face. Yeah, point for Ni'Year. Point for Ni'Year.
That is a good one.
All right, you hold on to this card. You
Bet.
can put your meme down.
Oh, man, I got to put the meme
Can't
down,
reuse
too.
it. Can't reuse it.
Okay.
All right, all
Oh,
right.
man. Okay.
All right, how about this one? When your mom tries to be your friend after yelling at you for not taking the hamburger patties out of the freezer like she said.
I got this one. I'm going to let you go first.
That'd be me though.
Man.
I'd be so mad. Like, oh, now you want to be my
Now,
friend?
right?
No, I got you. Read it again. I got you.
When your mom tries to be your friend after yelling at you for not taking the hamburger patties out of the freezer like she said.
Facts.
My dog is stressed. He
Been there.
is stressed.
Been there.
You see-
Damn, I don't know which one to pick.
Look, he got the veins
Yo,
and all that.
I'm gonna have to go with the vein though. The vein. It's the vein for me.
That's two.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, I don't get the point.
All right, you got the point. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, she
Here
done.
you go, my friend. Sorry.
Appreciate it.
All right. Okay.
I'm up too.
When you hear a sad song and pretend to be in the music video, who does that? I do that. I be driving like.
Well, you said a sad song?
Yes, when you hear a sad song and pretend to be in the music video.
I think I got this one.
What you got? That's definitely the sad. What you got?
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
You're just
see,
in that moment just thinking like, damn.
But look though, mine, he got this little ghost little figure.
Yeah, but he's like, he's looking into the horizon.
And it's sad, like he matching the music.
Yeah,
but she look like she wants to bang her head through the wall.
Been through it.
I gotta give that point to Bless already. She is just through it. He said she got the ghost thing.
You know, like he just got done making clay and he can't see it no more. Yeah.
All right.
Here we go.
How about this one? When you hear a recording of your own voice.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll be mad. I'll be like, yo, why y'all don't tell me I sound like that?
Are we ready?
Go,
What you
I'll
got?
let you go.
You go.
Nah, you won the last one. Go ahead.
Real life. This is real life. This is me all day. Listen. I think every artist can relate. There's something about their
For
artist.
sure.
That's
For
crazy,
sure.
Cause mine
That's my
was
voice.
that one.
Yo, yeah.
That's crazy.
Damn.
See?
That's a tie.
Feeling it.
We're going to put this one in the middle.
Alright.
That's a tie. Because that's both the same face.
I think I can win with
These
these
are
last.
good.
I think I can win with these last three.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
Yo, these cards be out. They be so disrespectful. When you catch your reflection in the store window and realize being born was a huge mistake.
Well, damn.
Right?
Out of pocket.
Like, how you coming for me?
Like that.
How you coming for me, though?
So when you catch your reflection.
And you realize being born was a huge mistake.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah, he definitely got that. Cause I don't know who my man complaining to, but
why must things be this way?
I like it too. It's going through it. Listen, he complaining to somebody.
Oh God,
that was hilarious.
Right.
Okay, how many we got left? Okay,
We got two.
All right.
I think I got this.
Oh, I think
You got some good ones. Sure.
That last one threw me off. I was like, I don't know.
Okay. You got to get this one because you're a mom.
Okay.
He's like, oh, you setting me up. The setup.
That's crazy.
Okay. That face you make while helping your son look for his Halloween candy you ate last night.
Oh, I got this. All day. This is actual factual. This is me all day. Yeah. This is.
Say the question again.
That face you make while helping your son look for his Halloween candy you ate last night. What candy? Damn.
Candy, you said?
I gotta go with her because I be eating the candy too. I eat the candy
She look
too.
guilty as fuck.
She's super guilty.
Thank you.
All right. Last question.
They're trying to sabotage me now.
You winning. You got this.
All right. From the moment he walked in the door, sabotage.
What? Sabotage.
Okay.
That's
You're
nice.
gonna like this one.
I'm ready. Hopefully it matches my
When
card.
people use their zodiac sign to justify their behavior.
Dang.
I got it. It's so simple.
And I just said I'm a Taurus.
She sure
You know
did.
what? All day. This is me all day. So fitting.
She might got that.
Let me see.
Hold on, say it one more
When
time.
people use their zodiac sign to justify their behavior. I feel like that's him too. Like,
I know,
I
right? That feels accurate. Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, good
All right.
game.
What's the score?
I got 2.
And plus the
and the
tie,
tie.
so that's 5.
All right.
2.5.
Ni'Year takes this round. Congratulations, Ni'Year. You are the meme king and the cheesecake king and the bars king. All of that. All of it. Amazing. I'm so glad you. Thanks for playing with me, guys. I have one last question that I ask every single guest. Don't worry about cleaning up. This is my house. I got it. Don't worry. Yeah, you guys are the guests. I have this. I'm a strong believer that creative people are like superheroes. We do things, we create things, and people have no idea how we do it. We're special. So, what is your superpower?
See, he keeps doing this, right? Where he buys himself time by looking at me. And I'm
on
saying like,
you,
okay.
Mr. Sabotage.
Right, sabotaging me. I see you.
Call it what you want.
Let's see. I think my superpower is being able to. I'm not very good at expressing myself verbally. So I think that lyrical expression would be my superpower. Like I can,
like written.
I mean,
expression.
right? Like actually writing it down. I'm not very good at like talking about feelings and stuff, but I will write. Yeah, I can write that. So I think being able to express myself in writing would be mine.
Right. Oh,
And you, sir? Besides making cheesecakes.
I know, right?
This is crazy. She said hers too fast.
He didn't have enough time to think.
Not at all. Why you say this so fast?
He was thinking about the next cheesecake recipe.
That's what it was. That's exactly what it was.
Guilty. I feel like my superpower will be memory maker.
Ooh.
Making memories with everybody.
Okay.
I like that.
I like that too.
Ooh, he got all cerebral on us.
You know?
Like,
Okay. Sir.
Professor X.
Great answer, though.
No, you guys have been amazing. This has been a really fun episode.
Amazing.
Can you please, before we say goodbye, can you let the audience know where they can find you?
I'm gonna practice that I'm gonna steal that from you. You can find me on Instagram under Blessed Serenity _ that's BLESSED SERENITY _ and you can find me on Twitter. If just don't judge me on what I put on there. Blessed and Serene. That's my Twitter name.
What is it again?
Blessed and Serene.
Okay.
So yeah.
There you
find
go.
Me. Let's chat, people.
Follow. How about you, Ni'Year?
You can definitely follow me on Instagram @ _Ni'Year NIYEAR. You can also find any of my music or poetry that I may have recorded already on any music platform, Spotify, YouTube, anything like that. So all you gotta do is look up Ni'Year NI_YEAR, and can't wait to see you.
There he is.
Anybody who want cheesecake, I guess you can just hit me up too.
No, but the cheeks. Hit him up for the cheesecake.
Listen,
seriously.
I'm about to taste the cheesecake that he
I haven't even tasted his cheesecakes, and I know how
she
amazing
knows
they
about
are.
it.
And you
That's
was like,
crazy.
let me know when you in Tampa, and I'm in Tampa.
There you
Listen,
go.
Right
because
here.
you didn't let me know. See? No, it's been like a year and a half, I think, that I've been like scoping his cheesecake. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Stock much? No.
A little bit.
It's worth it.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please make sure that you subscribe and follow us on the Rose Garden events on Facebook and YouTube. You can follow the show on Instagram @ JRose Experience, and you can follow me as your host at My Crumble Thoughts. You guys already know. Thank you, and keep growing.
Can I get a year?